Well, an officer-involved shooting involving an armed parolee well known to local law enforcement occurred early Friday in Bishop. Now, according to a press release from the Inyo County Sheriff's Office, at approximately 3:23 a.m. on August 26, during routine patrol in the Bishop area, an Inyo County Sheriff's deputy was flagged down on Wainuba Lane by a female who reported that she was the victim of domestic violence. The victim said that the suspect was Raymond Bencoma III. Bencoma, a 41-year-old man from Bishop, is a parolee and is known to law enforcement through his past violent crimes, according to that press release. The Inyo County Sheriff's deputy requested backup assistance, and Bishop Police Department and California Highway Patrol officers responded. Now, as the Inyo County Sheriff's deputy approached the home where Bencoma was reported to be staying, the press release notes, Bencoma appeared from behind an outbuilding and pointed a semi-automatic handgun at the sheriff's deputy. The deputy fired and struck the suspect. The suspect, Bencoma, was transported to Northern Inyo Hospital for emergency treatment and was subsequently flown out. A loaded handgun, the press release notes, was recovered at the scene. Now, the Inyo County Sheriff's Office has been in contact with the Bishop Paiute Tribal Police, and both agencies are working together. The Inyo County Sheriff's Office and the Inyo County District Attorney's Office also currently investigating the officer-involved shooting. Now, said Inyo County Under Sheriff Jeff Hollowell, quote, "This incident is not representative of our county or our community," end quote. Now, that sentiment was echoed by Bishop Tribal Chairman Destin Rogers, who said, quote, "This incident is unfortunate, but the safety of our community is paramount," end quote. Press release notes that additional information will be released as the investigation continues. Now, later Friday, Inyo County District Attorney Thomas Hardy issued a press release noting the Inyo County Sheriff's Department issued that press release regarding the officer-involved shooting. Now, that case currently being investigated by the Inyo County Sheriff's Department and separately by the Inyo County District Attorney's Office. The District Attorney's Office responsibility, the press release notes, in these cases is to determine the lawfulness of a peace officer's use of force. Now, the press release states that based upon preliminary results of the investigation, it appears the Inyo County deputy involved was legally justified in firing his weapon. The investigation, of course, is ongoing, and the press release notes it would be premature to reach any final conclusions. Now, as the investigation continues, further information will be provided to the public, according to DA Thomas Hardy. Now, the Bishop Paiute tribe also issued a statement late Friday saying the tribe is working in close relationship and communications with the Inyo County Sheriff's Department and the Bishop Tribal Police Department regarding the unfortunate officer-involved shooting involving suspect Raymond Bencoma III that occurred Friday morning on the Bishop Paiute Indian Reservation. Now, the press release from the tribe continues. The Tribal Council received a full briefing Friday morning in a meeting with Inyo County Under Sheriff Jeff Hollowell and Lieutenant Paul Baldwin. All council members were present during the briefing, and the Tribal Council, Tribal Police, and the Inyo County Sheriff's Department have agreed to stay in constant communication as the investigation continues. Tribal Chairman Destin Rogers said, quote, "It's very unfortunate this incident happened. It would be premature to make any assumptions about this incident. We are grateful Under Sheriff Hollowell and Lieutenant Baldwin were willing to meet with us and continue to work with us. We strongly encourage the tribal community to be patient while the investigation continues. We ask for prayers for all involved. The safety of the entire community is of utmost concern, and the council does have a heavy heart that this incident has transpired," end quote. And again, that was Destin Rogers, tribal chairman. Now, at that briefing on Friday afternoon between Under Sheriff Hollowell and Chairman Rogers was informed that Bencoma is listed in critical but stable condition at a hospital in Reno. The council will release additional press releases as information becomes available for release. Now, Sierra Wave Media was also in touch with Barbara Lahan, who was the editor of the Inyo Register in 1996 when Bencoma was involved in the death of a 13-year-old girl, Christina Bone. Bencoma was charged in the case and served 2 years in prison, according to reports. Now, Sierra Wave Media has posted the excellent 1996 report from the Inyo Register, with permission from the Inyo Register, that was written by Barbara Lahan. And full disclosure, I worked with Barbara back at the Inyo Register, and that, again, the information is posted on sierrawave.net. Well, Deb Murphy filed another report from the 2015-2016 Inyo County Grand Jury report that zeroed in on the Inyo County Office of Education, addressing concerns related to the management agreement between Youth Build Charter Schools in Southern California and Superintendent Terry McAteer, as well as how the funds from that agreement were spent. Now, the bottom line, the jury recommended some changes in how those funds would be dispersed and the contract managed, but none of the report's findings were all that damaging. Now, the one issue that could have future ramifications was, quote, breach of confidentiality by the Inyo County Superintendent of Schools, end quote. Now, the grand jury report found that there were breaches, quote, about grand jury testimony at several levels in the Inyo County school system, end quote. The grand jury's evidence will be, quote, turned over to the appropriate authorities, end quote. Now, more than half of the 62-page grand jury report from Inyo County was devoted to concerns, findings, and recommendations to the Office of Education. And again, urge you to see our website, sierrawave.net, for the rest of Deb Murphy's report. Deb also filed a story on the upcoming election, including that 4 candidates are running for 3 seats on the Bishop City Council. Howard Wu, as well as incumbents Laura Smith, Jim Ellis, and Pat Gardner. Director for Northern Inyo Health Care District, Mary May Kilpatrick, is the only candidate vying for Zone 4. Zone 1 incumbent John Ungersma and Zone 2's Denise Hayden will be running against Richard Mattingly and Philip Hartz, respectively. And in Mono County, John Peters will be challenging incumbent Tim Fesco for the Mono County Supervisor's 4th District. Deb Murphy's full rundown, again, is posted on sierrawave.net. We'll be back with more news.